Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm gonna review Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Since I'm making this later in the day, it's a little bit harder to see. But here's Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now this movie is going to be remade in a couple weeks called The Hustle. So they took a different title for it. I think Dirty Rotten Scoundrels means men. So anyway, you go from them being clearly men in this movie to them being women in the other. And the woman character in The Hustle is played by Steve Martin, and the man character, more sophisticated, is played by Michael Caine, which is Anne Hathaway. You got that? They keep gender swapping this stuff out there, ladies and gentlemen, so it's a little bit hard to keep up with. Also recommended in this movie is Ian McDiarmid is in this movie. He's the gentleman who plays the Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars movies. So he's been in the news a lot lately, as he's likely in the next Star Wars movie. Barbara Harris recently has passed away. She plays in the film as well as Lady Fanny of Omaha. Sorry, I got her name all confused. So basically, without reading the whole box and everything, because they don't really always say everything as right, you got this guy Steve Martin, who's kind of a charlatan, going on the road in Europe, trying to tell women on trains, stories about his relatives and all this, being sick and all this, just to get money. So he's just trying to get money from these like rich women in first class on these trains. So you get Michael Caine overhearing him and say, "Oh, okay, this guy's kind of a wild card." So they start talking back in the, their private cabin or whatever, the sleeping cabin. And it turns out Michael Caine elicits some information from Steve Martin. Steve Martin shows his whole hand and says, women are the weaker sex. I'm here to take as much money from them as I can, basically, and we die before them, so it's us that needs to be holding the power and the dynamic and all that. So it's interesting food for thought and all that, but the way that Steve Martin's character is, he's kind of a low-class con artist, whereas you start to get the idea, at least I always did when I watched it, is that Michael Caine, he's telling everyone he's just the married dude and all this, but there's more to it, and it turns out that's correct. When Steve Martin gets in trouble in the town on the Riviera, really nice town, for getting money from women and all that, Michael Caine sets him up to get in trouble, and then Michael Caine arranges for him to get flown out of Europe and not return. Steve Martin ends up meeting some lady played by Barbara Harris, who tips off some key information that she thinks Michael Caine is some prince or something like that. And Steve Martin don't think that that's the truth. So then he puts two and two together, that Michael Caine wanted to get rid of Steve Martin so that he could dominate all the rich women, tourists, and all that in the Riviera himself. So then Steve Martin goes back to the Riviera mansion and says, "You need to cut me on your dealings here, because I really want to be a part of this con artist ring where we can make a lot of money from these rich women. So tell me the ways of how I can be this rich con artist dude." So that goes well for a while, and he starts showing him how to be this rich con artist dude, except he's always telling him how to spend his money, telling him how to comb his hair, how to dress, and giving him these like weird assignments where he dresses him up as a character called Rupert the Monkey Boy. And Rupert the Monkey Boy's function is to embarrass the people that Michael Caine isn't engaged to cut them out of their life, so that they don't want to have anything to do with Rupert the Monkey Boy and all that. So I really, really do like the element of the movie that goes on from there, that basically they start getting jealous of each other and thinking that one of them is going to be a better con artist than the other. and they end up making a bet, seeing how much money they can get out of a particular woman by a certain day or whatever. There's also a sexual element to the bet as well. So anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see how they transpose all that into The Hustle, which is the new movie that's being made in its honor, I guess you would say. Having met the screenwriter and all that, he says that the screenplay for The Hustle is, based on his, but he calls it like more, crass and all that. So we can expect to see more of a crass movie. This Dirty Rotten Scoundrels movie I don't think is very crass. I think maybe they say the SH word a couple times. I don't think that there's the F word in it. It's a PG ranked movie, in fact. I would say it's really, you want to advise. But I saw it at 7 years old, so I mean, any kid could see it and enjoy it. And I would say go ahead and check the movie out. Glenn Headley, rest in peace. She plays the other woman in the movie. She does a fantastic job. Anton Rogers does a fantastic job. And it's directed by Frank Oz, Yoda himself. So, definitely one of the best comedies of the 80s. In my opinion, one of the best comedies of all time. John Lithgow played in the Broadway musical with the famous actor Norbert Leo Butz, and Norbert and John Lithgow both got rave reviews for that. I highly recommend Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It came out Christmas in 1988 for Orion Pictures. It wasn't a huge hit, but most people know the movie, and I hope that you all can check out the movie and enjoy it. Thanks so much, and bye for now.